Gina from hauntedflower.com and hauntedflowerreviews.com, and there's my cat Harley hiding in the background. And today I'm going to be reviewing Snowflower and the Secret Fan. This film stars Chinese actress Bingbing Li as Nina and Lily, and also it stars South Korean actress Gianna as Snowflower and Sophia. This is a story within a story. We start in modern times and we see the friendship of Nina and Sophia, a Chinese girl and a Korean girl who've grown up together and they've been best friends. And one day Sophia gets into an accident and is in a coma, and Nina feels awful because they haven't spoken in a few months because they got into a fight. She finds that Sophia has written a book. She starts reading the book. So while she's waiting for Sophia to come out of a coma, there are flashbacks to their friendship, how it formed. You see the young girls together, and the same actresses play them. And then there's also a period story called Snowflower and the Secret Fan that tells the story of two best friends growing up in China back in times when women's feet had to be bound to be a specific shape that was very attractive that would make them eligible to be married to a prestigious man. The two women in the period piece are Lily and Snowflower. Lily grew up in a modest home, and Snowflower grew up in a rich home. And the two were put together as Laotang, which is a friendship bond that goes very deeply between two women. They call it deep-hearted love. We are more than best friends, we are sisters kind of love. No matter what happens in our lives, throughout our entire lives, we are bound together. Various things happen in the period story as well as the modern story to tell the tale of the two best friend friendships, and the two women play the two women in both stories. Parallels are rather uncanny. If we have a fight in period times over something, then we have a fight in modern times over something. The director obviously liked doing the period story because there's so much more attention to cats. There's a lot more attention to detail in the period story as far as sets. The costumes are pretty amazing, and the actual binding of the feet is intense. You can hear bones breaking, and it's just, ugh. So I really loved how that story was told, and if the period story had been the entire movie, I think I would have liked it a lot more. The problem is that the modern story was a little too obvious, and there wasn't much attention paid to it. It's all told in grays. You have the girl waiting for the girl to come out of the coma, and she's just staring out the window all the time. She's trying to find out things about her friend's life, and all the things that she comes up with are kind of obvious. I just grew a little impatient with it because it just wasn't as significant of a story. Pretty sure what it all boils down to is they want you to believe that these two women are practically reincarnated from the other two women. The movie comes out and says a lot of really obvious things, like the two girls are talking to each other, "Hey, I'm writing a book. It's about Laotang, but I think it's also about us." Well, no kidding, we're 2/3 through the movie and we've been flashing back and forth through time all the time. Of course it's about you two. The same two actresses are playing you. The movie has an interesting mix of language. Most of it's in English, but also sometimes it switches into Mandarin or Korean, depending on the situation, sometimes within the same conversation, talking to the same person. So there are some subtitles, but it isn't throughout. I kind of wish they had just stuck with it more and just done the subtitles, because it kind of took me out of the moment when they kept flipping back and forth, especially when they are like in Shanghai. Last but not least, the weirdest thing in the movie is that, again, about 2/3 through, suddenly Hugh Jackman shows up. Apparently they needed a singing Australian, and since he's the only one, I guess that's how he got the part. But it's not that he does bad at the role, and he sings very well. It's just, it was so strange to see him there, and I don't feel like he fell into a role at all. Like, it just took me out of the moment, because it's just, oh, there's Hugh Jackman. So is this movie worth seeing? I think it's worth a rental maybe later. It's okay, especially if you need to watch it with your best girlfriend so you can be like, oh, I love you so much. But otherwise, you know, it was just all right. I was really interested in just the period history of the customs of this foot binding and the friendships and what that meant at the time, and not as much in all the modern stuff and waiting for a friend to come out of a coma. That's my review for Snowflower and the Secret Fan. Probably good luck finding it in your area anyway. So thank you for watching my review, and hopefully I'll see you next time for another movie, anime, or DVD Blu-ray review. Bye! For more reviews and to find out about free contest giveaways, go to hauntedflowerreviews.com. My reviews are also available as a podcast on iTunes. Search for Haunted Flower Reviews and subscribe and leave us feedback and comments. Our store is hauntedflower.com, where we specialize in fantastic licensed apparel from movies, TV shows, video games, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower and Twitter at haunted_flower.
If you're local to the Indianapolis area, visit indiemojo.com for details on how you can win free screening passes.